Hello, and welcome back, everybody, to Sakura Dungeon. Before I forget, I forgot to mention in the last episode that the links to the mods that I am currently using will be in the description of the video, of the last one and this one. I don't know if I'll keep putting them in the videos, but we'll see how good I am. But at the least, it's in the first two videos if you'd like to download them yourself. Alright, let's get into it. Before I go into the dungeon, I should buy supplies from the shop. Okay. Off to the shop. As I enter the shop, someone smiles at me from behind the counter. Ah, her name is Charlotte. Now, here is somebody I've not seen in a long time. I did not believe it when they said that you were back, Charlotte says. Well, I'm here, Yomi replies to her. So, what wondrous goods does my shopkeeper have to share today? Well, Charlotte starts. We've fallen on hard times since the new dungeon lord took over. We currently do not have the capacity to make any particularly strong items at the moment. If you bring me mana shards, though, I can make you some basic items. I hope that is enough to make you happy, my lord. It's more than enough to make me happy, Yomi says. You have kept things nice and tidy, even after hundreds of years. I'm very proud of you, Charlotte. It is good to hear your kind words again, my humble master, Charlotte says. I have been saving this in case you needed it, but I think it would be, I was saving this in case I needed it, but I think it would be better if you had it. She walks up to me and places something in the palm of my hand. You found a warp stone. A warp stone, excellent, Yomi proclaims. Thank you, Charlotte. You are more than welcome, she replies. Bring back mana shards from the dungeon, I will gladly make you more. At the moment, the shop does not have a wide variety of items, so as you progress through the dungeon, more items will become available. Nice to know. Make frequent checks to stop between blah blah blah. I had nothing, so off to the dungeon. As we step towards the gate, Siri seems apprehensive. Is something the matter? Well, apart from everything that just happened, there is always a sense of anticipation before you first enter a dungeon. Well, this is the second time I'm entering it, Siri admits. Technically, it's the first, Yomi corrects her. My sealed chamber has long since been cut off from the actual dungeon. I see, Siri says. Anyways, let's not worry about that, Yomi reminds her. Let's go take my dungeon back. Sounds like a plan. Alright, so before I started this, I watched, what was it? Hang on, I'm curious. It was like Human Helicopter. It was something. You haven't seen it, I recommend you go watch it. It was something. Anyways, back to the story. As we step inside, I can smell the earth and dust in the air. A dim darkness, illuminated by a few spare torches, spreads out in front of us. It's all too familiar to me. It's good to be at home, Yomi says. So before we get started, Siri asks, there's just a few things I would like to make clear, Yomi. Yes? Yomi inquires. If we are going to work together, can we please approach this my way, Siri asks. Although you are very powerful, I do not know how much dungeon delving you've done, So, I felt that it would be best to use my experience here. As you wish. What path you take is up to you. Yomi says. Strange words coming from someone who just enslaved me, Siri retorts back. This is just a necessary part of our agreement, Yomi reminds her. So, what do you propose, she asks. She pulls out a bundle of papers and what appears to be writing quill. Navigating a place like this is a difficult task, Siri. And Siri starts. You need to map every little step you take. It's far too easy to get lost if you do not keep track. Very well, Yomi says. Anyways, I'll take points, Siri says. Let's get going, Yomi. Navigate. Blah, blah, blah. Map bottom left hand. If you lose a battle, the game will be over, so make sure you save frequently. You can save by pressing F5, quick save by. Our first battle, everybody. As we continue walking forward, I hear the sound of something moving in the darkness. Ciri immediately reacts, readying her weapon to strike. Bit by bit, our enemy emerges into the light of Ciri's blazing torch. "Oh, visitors," the bunny girl asks. "A rabbit monster?" Ciri asks. "Aren't those notoriously weak?" "Nothing in this dungeon is as it seems," Yomi says. "She has absorbed part of my power. Do not underestimate her." "I'm very sorry, but the Dungeon Lord has made it clear that the visitors are not allowed," the bunny girl states. "I'm also very sorry, but I cannot leave," Ciri replies. "Let's get this out of the way. You are about to enter your first battle." Or blah blah blah. Okay. Their available skills will be directly below them. The bottom side of the screen displays your active party members and their status. The enemy status is displayed above their character sprites. Select target by attacking and clicking on it. Alright. Arf. Hello. Actual effects of a weapon. The blue bar on any given character status screen indicates how much AP or ability points she has left. The more AP your character has, the more likely she is to dodge your opponent's attacks. Same goes for your opponent's ability to dodge your own attacks. However, AP is used as a resource to spend. However, AP is also used as a resource to use all manner of skills. More powerful skills like triple slashes technically have higher AP costs than weaker skills like single slash, so be careful about running low on AP. Thankfully, AP slowly recovers throughout the course of the battle. Moreover, all monsters have the guard skill, which has no AP cost, but instead recovers more AP the less AP your character has available. Heard. Ow. Dustblade. When an attack is used, the actual hit and a crit chances against the target will appear in front of the attacking character in green and red respectively. Pay attention to them in order to determine what kinds of attacks you should use against the opponent. For example, if you're noticing that your character has less accurate attacks like triple slashes are having trouble hitting their opponent, then perhaps you should switch to her more accurate but potentially less powerful attacks like single slash. On the other hand, if your character's more accurate attacks are frequently hitting, or if the opponent's AP starts running low, then perhaps it's a good time to pull out some more powerful but less accurate attacks. Basically, don't bother using your character's least accurate attacks on enemies with high AP, even if they are also her strongest attacks. That will just waste your character's own AP, leaving her more open to attacks. Likewise, you should also pay attention to how accurate opponents' attacks are when they target one of your party members, in order for you to, for example, determine whether you should prioritize maintaining high AP, which, if you recall, provides a dodge bonus over attacking the opponent. One who maintains a strong sense of situational awareness has a much better chance at securing victory than one who does not. Now then, defeat the bunny girl to proceed. Good luck. Okay, good lord, that was a lot of information. Alright. Just go ahead and poke her down. Our first kill. Fall before me. You found 22 mana shards. Aye, hello. As Ciri deals the final blow, the bunny girl is practically blown away by the force of it. Her clothes are torn to tatters, leaving her completely exposed. For a moment, she just sits there on the cave floor looking down at the clothes scraps on the floor. "My clothes!" she exclaims. "No! Why did this have to happen? Extremely embarrassed, she tries to cover herself with her hand. You don't have to be that mean, you know. I know that I had to stop you, but you really shouldn't have used such excess force. A loud sniffle comes from the bunny. An uneasy look settles on Siri's face. I'm sorry, but it was necessary, Siri says to the bunny girl. If you had just let me pass, this wouldn't have happened. You have clearly won, you know, bunny girl says to her. But then you destroy my clothes? The dungeon lord doesn't even give us new clothes for months on end, she says. She is so mean to us. On, excuse me. She is so mean to us on the upper floors. Siri looks back at me. It's only the first floor, and I already feel like a villain, Siri admits. She lets out a heavy sigh. Is there anything we can do for her, Siri asks Yomi. Absolutely, Yomi says. I walk over to the sniffling bunny girl. She looks up at me with dewy eyes. Oh, come on. Everything's going to be fine, Yomi says to her. I gently pat her on the head. She looks a little less upset then. Is it? Asks the bunny girl. Head back up the stairs and talk to my innkeeper, Yomi instructs the bunny girl. She will make new clothes for you. But if I leave, the overseer will get angry, says the bunny girl. And she is really, really scary when she's angry. Wait, she'll be angry anyway. I'm in so much trouble, the bunny girl says. You do not have to come back, Yomi tells the bunny girl. If you leave, you can just leave forever. They aren't going to be able to hunt you down. Really? The bunny girl asks. I'm sorry. Really? Her eyes filled with new hope. She eagerly awaits my confirmation. Yes, just get out of here, Yomi tells the bunny girl. But are you going to stop them? That's why I'm here, Yomi says. I cannot tolerate injustices being done to poor little monsters. Thank you, says the bunny girl. Do your best down here, she encourages the two. She immediately leaves, taking off far faster than I was expecting. Well done, Siri, Yomi congratulates her. You have won your first battle. It is merely one step of a long journey, Siri reminds her. But she was far more powerful than I was expecting. You said she had absorbed part of your powers? Yes, Yomi says. My power has been stolen from me and shared amongst the monsters of this dungeon. If we're going to survive, we need to reclaim as much of it as possible. I will share my power with you as we go along, Siri. Well, Siri starts. Although I'd prefer to use my own strength. I'll take whatever boons I can. Alright. Let's see. Oops. Head on this way. Aha! Another bunny girl. You gained XP during your last battle. XP is gained 3 ways: attacking your opponent, being attacked by an opponent, and when a character defeats an enemy. When an ally defeats an opponent, all party members, including the member in the backline, will gain in-town. Backline and in-town gain XP? Nani? That's good. I like that. Okay. That's good to know. When fighting against opponents with higher levels, you will gain additional XP. When fighting against weaker opponents, you will gain less XP, of course. When your character gains 100 XP, they will level up. Huh. I guess it's just a static number that does not change throughout. Oops. My bad. Double guarded. Defeated. Fall before me like the one before you. It's just a dead end, huh? Oh my gosh. I don't... Ooh. No, okay. Siri, Yomi says. Before we proceed further, I need to ask a favor of you. What is it, Yomi? Siri asks. I know that you do not appreciate your position right now, Yomi says. But I am afraid that we need to capture more subordinates. So you want me to catch them for me, Siri asks Yomi. Exactly. While I do not agree with this idea as a matter of principle, Siri says, we need as many allies as we can get. So, what is it that you need me to do? I will show you how to use the capture spell, Yomi says. Since I am directly channeling my magic through you, it should be a simple task. Very well, show me how, Siri says. So when the ability capture, all monsters you encounter at random inside the dungeon can be captured. After capturing them, they can be sent to the prison in your hometown. You'll need to go meet your captured monsters if you want to add them to your party. To capture monsters, you do enough damage to capture her with the capture ability to defeat her. Ideally, you should weaken them until they have been taken out with one hit. Not all monsters can be captured this way, but there may be other means of recruiting those monsters to your cause. Monsters that are higher level than the caster of the capture spell cannot be captured. Heard on that. Is that a barrel? What's up with this barrel? A barrel? Siri asks. We should break it, Yomi says. Why? Is this the first thing you... Why is this the first thing to cross your mind? Siri asks Yomi. You never know what might be hiding inside a barrel. Fine, Yomi. Siri relents. She strikes the barrel with her blade, smashing it to pieces. Something shimmers among the splinters. 5 mana shards. Not a bad start, Yomi says. Mana shards? Siri asks. Yes, small pellets of concentrated magic. And they are highly useful, I can tell you. Very well, Siri says. She grabs the shards and puts them into her belt pouch. As you proceed through the dungeon, you will encounter objects that can be broken and opened for treasure. To interact with objects, walk up and click with them. Mana shards are the primary currency of this dungeon. They are used to make magical items and pay for repair fees. Heard on that. Oops. Do this if you... Okay, so if you have been... if you have been watching my Deep Space Waifu or Panty Party, you will know that I am definitely not very good at bullet hell games like Deep Space, but I don't really know what kind of game that you would call Panty Party. Good job, Yomi. We have our first excuse me. Good job, Yomi, says to Siri. We have our first ally. That's one way to put it, Siri says. But are you sure that the rabbit is going to be of much use to us? You underestimate the rabbit, Yomi says. They are a particular species I found in the windswept plateaus of the north. I found in the windswept plateaus to the north. While they seem harmless enough, they have a natural affinity with the wind. They can tear you apart without even having to touch you themselves. What an unusually vicious rabbit, Siri admits. I suppose it is a good thing that they are on our side now. Very much so, Yomi agrees. Remember not to look down on anything you find in this dungeon. It can come back to bite you. You've captured your first party member. If you want to add her to your dungeon party, go back to town and click on the Meet Captured Monsters in the main menu tab. Captured monsters you've captured. It's right there. Well, this, a dungeon crawly, map exploring RPG like this is, so up my alley. This is my type of game right here, and I am very much so looking forward to this playthrough. Alright. You can perform additional actions in battle with the tactics menu. Open the tactics menu. You can skip or auto battle. Interesting. Although, you can recover VP by healing your characters. Alright, but yes, this type of game is very much so up my alley. I love grindy RPGs. That's my calling in life. An event. Strange, I don't feel any fatigue while I'm down here, Siri says. Monsters Monsters naturally recover quickly from wounds and fatigue, Yomi informs her. I have passed some of those traits on to you from our contract. Well, I cannot complain about that, Siri admits. There are no healing magic in this game. Instead, all party members will regenerate health over time. For each turn in battle, every 2 steps, a party member will recover health based on how much resilience they have. If a monster's outfit is damaged, the recovery rate is reduced by half. If a monster's outfit is damaged when they take a critical hit, when their current VP is lower than half of their maximum VP, the resilience rating of your current party member is fairly low, so be sure to frequently visit town to recover. Injured and knocked out party members will recover all of their health when they visit town. Damaged outfits will also be automatically repaired. Alright. Another dead end. Good grief, this is getting to be a long episode, but I think we're almost done. And that was the first floor of the dungeon. I knew you could do it, Yomi says to Siri. Well, it's only the beginning, Siri reminds Yomi. I can only imagine what is waiting for us down there. I would not think too much about it, Yomi informs her. After all, it is best to take things one step at a time. One floor, one step, one battle. Yes, I am very much aware, Siri informs her. I do not know how deep this dungeon reaches into the earth, so I am prepared for the worst. No, not yet. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see how I can return. Warp Stone. All right, everybody. We got through the first floor. We learned a lot about combat and everything. We got our first party member. We did a lot in this episode, and it was very long. Thank you for sticking around with me for this long. As always, I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time, everybody.